What's good? I'm tired as hell right now. Came to talk to y'all about this Diddy shit right here, man. This is by far the longest investigation I've seen. They've been looking at Diddy since 2008. It's now 2024. So that's about 16 years. They've been looking at Diddy. You know what I mean? Which is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, there's no investigation in America that lasts that long. You know what I'm saying? But it makes sense because since 2008, that's the time that the hip hop police, all of them was around in New York. You know what I mean? So it makes sense that any black man or entertainer at that time in New York City that's getting money, millions and millions of dollars, you know, the cops gonna get on their bumper. My problem with this Diddy allegation thing and him getting arrested by the feds is that Diddy was in New York to turn himself in. That's one. Let's keep it all the way tall. He was in New York to turn himself in. His lawyers, everybody agreed that he would turn himself into New York to answer the indictment. The feds couldn't have that on his jacket to say, we gonna let Diddy turn himself in and look like a black man that's cooperating. So what they do, he was scheduled to turn himself in on Tuesday. Instead, they bum rushed him and did like a surprise arrest on Monday, the day before he agreed to turn himself in. See, that was a tactic to, if you show the world that he's been arrested, then you can't have so much leniency on him in court to look like he willingly came somewhere, willingly walked in a courtroom, you know, to answer these charges, because only a guilty person will run. But someone that agreed to come to New York City and prepared to turn himself in just to be bum rushed and locked up, this is all a tactic done by the United States government. Do I say that Diddy's innocent? Because we've seen the videos come out with Cassie. We've seen how he handled her on camera. We clearly know that he did something. You know what I mean? My issue is that he did a settlement with Cassie, and that settlement out of court was supposed to seal the documents, or he couldn't be brought up on charges of the things that he did to her because, you know, allegedly she took a settlement. So like y'all said, y'all remember in the public, Diddy went back and paid that settlement, paid the money real quick, like the next day, so those allegations would go away. It seems like the Fed's indictment highlights things related to Diddy's case with Cassie more than anything else. Lil Rod and all these other guys that's coming out, those are just sprinkles on the cupcake. No Diddy, right? But the main meat and potatoes of this investigation is stemming around Cassie. If you look at the charges, sex trafficking, you know, bringing in different workers, whether male or female. What else did they say? Arson. Clearly the arson part is when allegedly he tried to blow up Kid Cudi's car. You know what I mean? Intimidation, witness tampering, you know, things like that have been said, that he's, you know, told witnesses you'll disappear, all this type of shit. So the feds have outlined that in their indictment. So please, all the gangsters on the block, don't get on here writing in the comments that I'm helping somebody go to jail, because I'm not. I personally waited until the indictment came out. I read the indictment, so I'm just speaking on facts that's already printed. I didn't put Diddy in jail, and I don't put niggas in jail. But as a YouTuber, you know, as a journalist, I'm covering this Diddy topic. Another thing is, I see a lot of people celebrating Diddy's downfall, and it is disturbing to see people happy about Diddy going down. But at the same time, Diddy has been doing a lot of things allegedly behind the scenes, whether it's, you know, his freak offs, being accused of being with men and women and just doing a lot of stuff that you wouldn't think somebody that's a mogul, billionaire, you wouldn't think that somebody of Diddy's stature would have all this bullshit going on behind the scenes. But some people will say it's karma for Craig Mack. Some people will say it's karma for Black Rob. Some people will say it's karma for how he treated Mace. Some people say it's karma that his name came up in the Biggie Smalls trial. Some people say it's karma on how he did Shine. So if you look at all of these things, and it's a long list of other groups, and even making the band, like it's a long list of other groups that are disgruntled about how they were treated by Puff. You know what I'm saying? It's a long list of executives, artists. I don't care if it's the people that work for him, even the Gene Dill. Gene Dill has been saying for years that Puffy has this underworld of events going on behind the scenes that nobody knows about. So at the end of the day, is he guilty? He got to have his day in court. But one thing we all know in the streets about the feds is that when the feds come, their conviction rate is high. It's 98% almost. If they're going to play with Puff right now and be raiding his home and putting out all these allegations, leaking footage, and raided his LA home, raided his Miami home, arresting him in New York, they have something concrete that is going to stick on our boy Diddy, no Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So I see a lot of people, coming to Diddy's defense, which is he gave us hits throughout the whole years. I mean, through years and years, he gave us a lot of hit records. He gave us a lot of great artists. You know what I mean? But that doesn't, all the music that he gave us doesn't supersede him being a law-abiding citizen or treating women or men, whatever his preference, with respect. So I'm gonna say this in closing. I wish Diddy the best. He does have a fight up on his hands. I feel sorry for his children. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, Badboy is a legacy that we all grew up on. His kids now have to have that smut on their name because of what their dad did. I don't know about this one, man. This looks really bad for Diddy. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, it's just what I can't understand about the music business is that guys like Diddy, guys like Jay-Z, guys like 50 Cent, guys like The Baby, they make it to this level of being millionaires, and we root for them because they come from nothing. And people like myself, a striving artist, striving podcaster, I've given over 20 years to the music business, and it's like we want to come in, that the underdogs want to come in this game and do right by the game. We want to just make the money, take care of our families, and have fun. Now, it's nothing wrong with you meeting different women. Just say you meet a girl in Miami and y'all hit it off, y'all talking on the phone. There's nothing wrong with you booking her a flight to fly her in. And if y'all want to have sex when you come, you go. Yeah, that's not what they're saying Diddy's doing. They're trying to say Diddy, the indictment is basically saying that he's flying different men in, flying different women in, and they're getting paid to perform in all of these freak offs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a whole big orgy. There's drugs. There's a lot of stuff going on where people are being coerced to take drugs, threatened, forced against their will to participate in acts that in another world or in another setting they would have never done. So that's the difference. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people saying, oh, entertainers been having freak offs and parties. Yeah, that's if everybody's a willing participant. Problem is that people are leaving these freak offs with Puff, going to therapy, going to the police, going here, going there, and telling their version of these events. And it's probably led to little civil cases and court cases that Puff may have paid people out on. But one thing about the law is that just because you settle doesn't mean it goes away in the eyes of the federal. See, The state can dismiss something, but the feds can come in and pick it up. So even if Puff had, say he had 10 civil cases or small cases of sexual allegation from different women that he settled out with, the feds then can come in and see all those cases that he paid people and add them to the indictment and say, okay, you know, it was 10 women in 2008 that, you know, he settled out of court with. Like, that's the power of the federal government, is that they supersede any state laws or state, you know, deals that have been made. They can supersede it. Same way Boosie got charged by the state of California with the gun charges. Boosie went online and said, congratulations, it's been a rough 2 years. I beat the gun charge. The next day he was arrested by the feds. You see how that worked? They say, we don't care what the state told you. We the big dogs. And a lot of times the feds will tell the state to throw it out. They don't got enough evidence, throw it out, or, you know, whatever, and we'll come and grab it because of his record or whatever the case may be. So it's the same thing with Puff. He's basically gotten away with some things, and the feds, the government, they're tired of entertainers. Look at Bill Cosby, look at R. Kelly. You know, anytime these guys are getting so big, naturally the feds are going to come in and knock them off their square. All you have to be doing is a little bit of bad activity, and then they get right on your bumper. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to talk y'all too much, man. I will just say this, man. Diddy has a fight on his hands. Once again, I'll say that my heart goes out to his family, his kids. You know, I hope Diddy, knowing Diddy, he had a nice plan set up for his kids to be okay if he should go away for a long time. Definitely with Diddy being away, life is going to look different for his kids. Life is going to look different for his kids moving forward. So, you know, I pray that some type of solution comes out of this. If he does walk away from this whole incident and he beats the charges, I hope that he has a different mindset on how he's going to live the remainder of his life. Because at the end of the day, it's showing you that just because you have money, you're not invincible. We've seen that with so many people. That's my take on the Diddy case, man. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You Better Not Lie podcast. I want to make sure we hit 3,000 subscribers today. So please hit like, share, and subscribe. We are only 50 members away from hitting 3,000 subscribers. Our goal is 10. Salute.